Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So this video is the second of a pair where I talk about the best hatcher monsters to start a new game with, since a lot of people now are moving to the JP game. And then, yeah, again, I am looking at characters mostly with double null abilities, and then strong bump combos, since I feel that would be the best, give you the best versatility, especially when you are playing early game. And then, yeah, this video will talk about the limited hatcher monsters. And so, if you want to pull one of these monsters, you have to wait for a certain hatcher. And then I'll talk about that as well as we go through this. Okay, but first, number 10, I'm going to go to my other app since it's not yet released in the global version. And that is the anime character of Waru Purugisu. And she is available in the Guardian's Hatcher, which appears about the 14th or 15th every month. But yeah, we'll look at the Ascension version first. She is a balance type with Minesweeper and Super Null Warp. And the Super Null Warp, the way it works, it's just like you go through warps, no problem. But also, depending on the number of warps on screen, you get a boost to your attack. And so for every warp on screen, that's like an extra 5%, I think it is. But in places where there are like 6 or 7 warps on screen, that can be a pretty good boost to her attack. So that's pretty great. Bump combos, she has the Chain Lightning, like Daikokuten. And then the other bump combo is a new one. It's the Lock-on Pierce Wave, but it's the Poison version. So that gives her good use against scorpions, but also does good damage against a number of people since it pierces. And then the strike shot is the same as Nirai Kanai, where she gets speed and power up, and then the first enemy she hits, she gains the Slayer for that character. So yeah, that was the Ascension version. The Evolution version is a Pierce with a Minesweeper and a Null Damage Wall. And then another new ability, Laser Stop. If she is hit by a laser, she'll still take the damage as normal, but she will stop the path of the laser. So anybody behind her will not take any damage. The bump combo, this is the same as Robin Hood or Eclipse, where she shoots out 3 little shots at everybody on screen. So yeah, that can be a good way to deal damage to everybody on screen, or depending on your positioning, to do a lot of focus damage on, like, the boss, for example. The strike shot is the 3-turn delay, which is one of the more powerful strike shots in the game. So yeah, across her 2 versions, a lot of versatility. It might be a little bit difficult for beginning players to gather up all of the materials to slide her back and forth between forms. But she would be worth the trouble, I think. So yeah, number 10, Waru Purugisu. Then number 9, we'll head back to the game app. And that is Agnamut X. And then she is also available in the Guardian's Hatcher. So yeah, she has the double null, Minesweeper XL, and Null Gravity Barrier. And that's one of the more versatile double null abilities. She has a pretty good bump combo. The Homing Piercer is, you know, so-so. But the Blast Bump combo is very nice for getting out your other characters' bump combos. And then she has the Strike Shot where she moves around and then tosses up guys into the air. And that's a very versatile Strike Shot. You can use kind of a crazy angle to hit everybody on screen. And so in that way it would be like a Meteor Strike Shot. Or you can do a more, you know, horizontal or vertical attack to do concentrated damage on a boss. So yeah, depending on how you use it, it'll act differently. And yeah, I put her on this list because I just use her so much. She's easily one of my most used characters. Because she's a good support with her bump, she's a good finisher with her strike shot, and then her double null ability lets her go to lots and lots of quests. So number 9, Agnamut X. Number 8 is Lucifer Ascension, and she is available in the Legends Hatcher, which starts the 1st of every month. And yeah, she has slipped. Maybe 2 years ago she was the top character in the game. Not so much anymore. But still, her barrier ability, very, very strong. It prevents damage every stage. Her Grand Command Strike Shot is still probably the best strike shot in the game. And then her Energy Circle, which is a blast type, does good damage. Although the way that the missions are kind of set up these days in the JP game, the Energy Circle kind of is too big. It doesn't hit everybody, but still a good source of damage if you can make it work. So yeah, number 8 is Lucifer Ascension. Number 7 is Striker Transcendent, and he's got the double null, flight null damage wall, and then on the gauge he has a Counter Slayer. The last enemy that hits him, he gets the Slayer for that class. So that means he's a good solid source of damage in any mission almost. Strike Shot is easy to use, does pretty good damage, the tackle strike shot. And then the bump combo covers a lot of the ground and also does pretty good damage. And then he's also available in the Legends Hatcher, available the 1st of every month. Okay, and then number 6 is another new character that we don't have in Global, and that is Joan of Arc Transcendent. She keeps her, well, she has a balance with being a blast type. She keeps her null gravity barrier. She picks up a null warp on the gauge, which really increases her usability. And I really like that double null ability of null gravity barrier, null warp, because that means that she can go to all of the first wave of impossibles. And that's a great way to get started in the game, because once you unlock those first wave of impossibles, they can help you out with the second and third wave, and then yeah, all the rest of the impossibles will just fall like dominoes. And then she picks up a new ability, Regen, where every turn, not every round, but every turn she gets 2,000 HP back. And so that's like a super mend ableberry. Mend, actually, at most, the S++ will give you 1,000, but 2,000 here is pretty crazy. She has very high HP in addition, so she's like a super duper tank. The bump combo, she has Energy Circle L, same as Lucifer Ascension. Still a little bit difficult to use, but very powerful when it does hit. And then Attack Up. And this is an interesting ability. It doesn't do a whole lot of buffing, maybe 10%, but every little bit helps, of course. And then it actually cancels out Power Down. So in Tsukuyomi in particular, this is really good, because you can be hit by Power Down, but if you pick up Joan of Arc's bump combo, you will cancel that out and then get Power Up. So that can be a big help there. And then her strike shot is the same as Mikhail, where she becomes a type and then upgrades the quality of the items on screen, or creates new items if there are none. But her second tier is kind of improved to a longer turn count, but has a higher multiplier to her speed and attack up. So yeah, very balanced, and lots of good defensive and offensive abilities with Joan of Arc. And I am very tempted to start with her. Alright, so that was number 6, Joan of Arc Transcendent. Okay, next is number 5, Raphael Transcendent. And then she is available only in the Water Hatcher, so you need to be very focused if you're going to go after Raphael. She's got the double null ability of a Minesweeper null damage wall. And so she covers the 2 gimmicks where they can damage you. So you could bring her still to Gravity Barrier quests or Null Warp quests. So she has a lot of versatility. She picks up a recovery on the gauge, so she can definitely keep your HP up. She has a good bump combo combination. The Cross Laser, which is not too flashy but does solid damage, 12,000 damage. And then the Poison Lock-On Shockwave, which does actually good damage per shot, but then does additional damage with the poison afterwards. And then she has a very versatile strike shot in the command strike shot, which can be used either 12 or 24 turns. So you can use it either very often, or you can wait for the 24 and then get good damage out of there. So yeah, number 5, Raphael Transcendent. Okay, and then number 4 is URIEL Transcendent. And then she's got 2 forms for Transcendent form. She's the only one still that has that. Her evolution is a Pierce with null gravity barrier and null damage wall. And that's a pretty versatile double null ability, especially early game. She has a very solid bump combo, the cross laser and then the energy circle. So it will cover a good amount of the screen and also do pretty good damage. And then she is a Pierce type with that bump combo. And it's pretty rare for a Pierce type to have such a strong bump combo, so she's pretty great for that. And then she also has the command strike shot, which is easier for her to use since she is a Pierce type. So that's URIEL Evolution. And then URIEL Ascension Transcendent. Not as versatile as the Evolution version, but in specific cases very strong. She is a Pierce with null gravity barrier. She has a counter slayer, so just like Striker, whoever she is hit by, she gains the slayer for. So she can be a good source of damage in almost any situation. She has good support abilities in her bump combos, the power up and the speed up. The power up, which I just talked about with Joan of Arc. And then the strike shot is unique. It's the one where she tackles the guy, takes away some of her hit points, and then does multiplier damage to the enemy. And then the 24 turn, that works the same as before. It takes away half your life and then does like 50 times that damage to the boss or whomever. But she also has a 12 turn version now, which is easier to use because it takes less time and also takes away less hit points. But still does about 1,000,000 damage. So yeah, URIEL Transcendent, probably most people are going to go for the evolution form, but having both available is very good. Okay, and then number 3 is going to be Robin, and he has both the evolution form and the ascension form, and then he is available in the Guardian's Hatcher. So yeah, the evolution form has that very versatile double null ability of Minesweeper null gravity barrier, a pretty strong bump combo in the lock all shockwave, so that can hit everybody on the screen, and then one of the strongest strike shots in the game, which is the wall-bound strike shot. And then the ascension form is changes to a Pierce, has null warp instead of a Minesweeper. And then, yeah, very strong bump combo. He is a blast type, so the lock on Pierce Wave and then the slice and dice. And then a strike shot, which is pretty easy to use. It's just a point and shoot for homings. Charges up quickly, but also has a strike shot reducer on top of that. So yeah, not ultimate damage, but you can use it pretty often. And then, yeah, between his 2 versions, you'd be able to go to a number of different quests. And he might be the one that can go to the most impossible missions between his 2 versions across any character in the game. So this guy is very attractive for new players. Number 2 is Gabriel. The evolution version has null damage wall, has a double elemental slayer, which is pretty crazy. She is a blast type with a chain lightning, and that's kind of the reason why most people like her the most, is because of that chain lightning. Non-elemental damage, so it'll do good damage everywhere. And it's very easy to use. And it also fits the metagame, because there are lots of guys kind of packed in together. So it's easy for the chain lightning to get around and damage everybody. And then a very strong strike shot, which gives her null everything, and then changes her into a Pierce. So she can do good damage just in basically any situation. The Ascension version is pretty different. Becomes a Pierce, has a Minesweeper Null Warp, which is a kind of a rare double null ability. Also a strong bump combo in the energy circle. And then the strike shot is one of the better meteor strike shots in the game. It's the Poison Meteor. So it can do good damage to clear a field of little guys, but then do continued damage to the boss through the poison that comes out the next couple turns. So yeah, that is number 2, Gabriel. And she is available in the Legends Hatcher in the first of every month. And then finally, the number 1 character is going to be Pandora. And she is also available in the Legends Hatcher, available at the first of the month. This is the evolution form, a balance type. She has Minesweeper M and Super Null Gravity Barrier. And what that super does is that whenever she touches when she touches a gravity barrier, she'll get a little bit of a speed up. So that really increases her number of attacks and that kind of thing. And on the gauge, she has a new ability, Drain, where every time she hits an enemy, she will get back a little bit of HP. It's not a whole lot, but again, with the speed up from the Super Null Gravity Barrier, she can get a good amount of damage back. Stats are pretty solid overall. The bump combo is the Energy Burst 6. This is the same as Nidai Kanai, but Nidai Kanai has Energy Burst 4. So Energy Burst 6 will cover more of the area around her, and it's already a very damaging bump combo. So at short range, very good damage. And then the strike shot, it behaves like a laser strike shot where you just point and shoot. And then whomever is in that line of sight will take the damage and then also get some random negative status effects. So like power down or something like that, defense down. And then the Ascension version, this is the version that most people pay attention to. She has anti-damage wall, null damage wall, and then null wind. And then a new ability where it's she adds a barrier to someone. So in the case of Lucifer, who starts out with a barrier herself every stage, with Pandora Ascension, when it's her turn and she hits other characters, the third character of your teammates that she hits will get that barrier. So instead of having the barrier herself, she gives it to somebody else. But it must be the third character that you hit. If you only hit 2 of your teammates, nobody gets the barrier. But anyway, again, stats are pretty good, even though she is a blast type. And then her bump combo is very crazy. It's it's kind of the chase arrow thing that D'Artagnan has. But Pandora Ascension, she has 2 of them, and she is a blast type. So that's like, I don't know how many times the damage of D'Artagnan, but it's significant. And then she's kind of changed the game, just because of this bump combo. And then a lot of people will bring her pretty much to any quest, regardless of gimmick, and then bring a bunch of other Pierce characters just to kind of pull Pandora's bump combo around and just clear the mission, no problem. So yeah, if your playstyle were to focus on strong bump combos, this would be the top one right now. And then her strike shot is it's a new strike shot where she splits into 5 of herself. But if her or any of her images hit one of your teammates, that teammate will also join the command strike shot. So it's kind of like a grand command strike shot, because the chances are very high that one of those 5 is going to hit all of your other teammates. So yeah, those are my top 10 picks for beginning Hatcher monsters that are in limited time Hatchers. And then if you look back at all of the monsters that are available in different Hatchers, of course the most top tier monsters are going to be available in either Legends, which starts the 1st of every month, or Guardians, which starts the 14th or 15th of every month. So yeah, if you were to do this, I would pick your favorite character, maybe, the one that you're trying to go for, and then roll a bunch in that Hatcher until either you get that character, or you get some other character that's top tier. And then, of course, you could also rely on the previous video, where I talk about monsters that are in pretty much every Hatcher. And yeah, you could keep an eye out for one of those characters. And I will be doing this when I start the game in August. And I do have one in mind now. My mind may change by then. But hopefully when I start that and then start doing videos about that, I can talk about whether or not I got that character. and what my thinking was behind all of that. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and good luck with your rolls. We'll see you again. Take care.